Hi guys, this is Kevin Lindsey. I'm here to talk about the Wayne County head coaching position for football. And I know that there's been a lot of talk, there's been a lot of reactions, a lot of opinions on what's going on there, and for some people why they've been taking so long. So I took the past couple of days and asked around to various people who would have some idea what's going on. Hey, what do you know? What can we update people about for this position? And I'm going to kind of tell you step by step of what I know so far. So the first thing that I know is there were definitely over 24 candidates who applied for this job. I had heard as many as 35. I know that the Wayne County News and Paul King over there and other sources have basically confirmed that with the district that there was a ton of interest in the Wayne County job. And so I think we can confirm that. The second thing that I can basically at this point confirm is they narrowed that down to 12 to 12 candidates, to which they interviewed last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. What did they come out from that? Well, I do think that they have a leading candidate that come out from those interviews. One thing that I also heard, I don't have it confirmed from the school district or anything like that, is that a couple of candidates, I don't know if it was the 24 or if it was in the 12, that they pulled out of the coaching search and the coaching hiring process. And the reason why they pulled out is because there is uncertainty. And where that uncertainty lies is for the superintendent position that is apparently going to be changed to a different superintendent and a new high school principal. So those two things drew some uncertainty, and those coaches politely, from everything I understand, politely pulled out of the coaching search. So there's that. There was someone who told me completely off the record and didn't want his name being put out there that there was also deals with assistants. Coaches wanted to bring in their own assistants, and they were told that there were some assistants who were there who they were not going to let go. So I don't know how true that is. That's just what I heard, and I just want to be transparent with what I heard. So not going after the school district, I'm not accusing them of anything or anything like that, but that's just what I've heard, and I'm telling you guys here right now. The one thing that I keep hearing from coaches from around this area and from coaches from out of the area is that Wayne County is a premier school to coach at. I think one thing that people that may be going around is that Wayne County just isn't this premier school to coach at, and that's quite the opposite of what I've heard. I had one coach tell me that they view Wayne County still as a Starkville, as a South Panola, as a Tupelo, as a Ocean Springs, as Oak Grove, those top destinations in the state and top programs in the state. They still view Wayne County as that too. So if anyone's saying, oh, Wayne County's not what it was, no coach wants to coach here, I think it's quite the opposite, judging by what that coach told me, and then on top of the applicants who applied. So I think here's where we're at. Overall, I think Wayne County has kind of targeted someone. I think that they're probably going to try to find a familiar name and a familiar face. And I've heard that that could be announced as early as tomorrow, Thursday. Whenever you're watching this, that would be as early as tomorrow that they could announce it. I've also heard, and I really don't dive into the controversies of social media controversies and things like that, that there were some hurt feelings over who was on the coaching search committee that apparently has 5 people on it. There was some hurt feelings regarding that, and there may be a delay because they're trying to let that pass and move on before they make a decision. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not into the social media controversy that is that. I've just heard that there could be a decision as early as tomorrow because they did apparently have a leading candidate. If not, then we're going to have to wait a couple of weeks. But the one thing consistently that I've heard of from different coaches, from people in the know, is they want someone hired before April. They want them in there for spring training and all of that stuff and everything that comes along with that, and so that the players can get used to a coach before we go into the summer months, right? So that's the one big thing I've heard. So the decision should be coming, if not tomorrow, if not Thursday, in a couple of weeks. The one thing that I did want to address was whenever I made my list last week of, who should Wayne County hire? I said, hey, this is who I would call if I was Wayne County, if I was on the search committee. Here's the coaches that I would hire. And I had a list of about 10, and I narrowed it down. I think it was to 6. And some of the comments, while there was a lot of positive, right? Some of the comments were like, oh, this is a trash list. This is a horrible list. These people don't have Bulls affiliation. We want someone with a Marcus Bulls affiliation. We want this coach. We want this coach. And here's what I'll say. First of all, with the Bulls affiliation, most of those coaches on there, they have ties to Marcus Bulls. They have ties to the Marcus Bulls coaching tree. Mitch Evans from Taylorsville, he was Marcus Bulls' high school quarterback. You have Corey Reynolds. I think they were on, they were on staff together at Petal. You have Tracy Lampley, who was another player for Coach Bulls. There are guys on there, on that list, that have Bulls affiliation. The one other thing that I saw that I want to point out is people saying they don't want a small ball coach, and small ball meaning 3A, 2A, 1A coaches. I will say this, I will put this into your head, right? Marcus Bulls came from Taylorsville, and Taylorsville was a school that still does win a lot. And Marcus Bulls helped the foundation there, and before he came to Wayne County. So Marcus Bulls was a small ball coach. And then you have someone like a Scott Pearson who came from Bay Springs. He was a small ball coach, and they turned those programs, Wayne County and West Jones, into premier programs, into what they are today. And Scott Pearson is back at West Jones. Nobody's batted an eye because he coached at Bay Springs. So whenever I talk about guys like a Dan Brady, like a Mitch Evans, like a Coach Ryan Higdon, those guys may be small ball coaches, but the fact is those guys can coach. You have obviously the crowd favorite, the town favorite, Tracy Lampley. I think he's a great candidate, honestly. He will bring fan support instantly. The only reservation I have about Tracy is he's never had a head coaching position. And not having a head coaching position at a 5A school where you have a ton of staff and you have a lot of things to manage off the field could be concerning. But with that said, he also was an assistant at Ocean Springs. He's been an assistant at Laurel. So he's been there, he's been around it, and he would be a great hire, I think, honestly. So I know there were other names. I'm not going to get on them because I don't want this to be a super long video. But I do want to tell you, that's what I know. That's what I understand. I would just say be patient and encourage the school district. I think there's a lot of people out there that want to divide things and cause some division. I would just say encourage the school district, encourage those people. If you know who they are in the community, I wouldn't call them out, but I would say encourage them, and obviously support Wayne County. I know during fall I may poke fun at them for attendance, but man, I'm a Wayne County guy. I was born and raised there, and I want to see Wayne County succeed too. I want to see that West Jones and Wayne County rivalry turn as big as what it was whenever I was a kid into my teenage years. So it was very good for me to hear from coaches that the Wayne County position is still a premier school position. So anyway, I hope this clears up some things. Maybe we'll hear something tomorrow. I won't be able to be there at the board meeting tomorrow, but I hope to hear something good in the next coming weeks and coming days. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.